Near our Bloomberg World headquarters, protests are now taking place here in the streets in support of Palestine. Joining us right now is Bloomberg New York Bureau Chief Katia Porzecanski to talk a little bit more about this. And I think a lot of folks in the city were on edge when word got out that these protests were being organized. What do we know about the organizers?
We know that they're a variety of different groups, and they're coming together across various protests. I mean, they're all over the city. We had a reporter who attended the ones at Columbia University yesterday. There's one large one that's going to take place imminently in Times Square with a host of different groups attached to the flyer.
Right.
Hard to know if they're actually affiliated with it. And then we have also on CUNY campuses. They're popping up all over.
And I think that's what we're looking at right here, which is Baruch College in Manhattan. What is Mayor Eric Adams saying about the city's preparation for all of this?
So the mayor and the NYPD keep stressing that there are no credible imminent threats. And while a lot of people are on edge to go about your daily life, that you're going to be protected, that you're going to be fine, they've boosted security at synagogues, at mosques, at schools, throughout the transit system, and you can just generally see an elevated police presence around the city. You know, several friends have texted and said, you know, they're boosting security guards at my kid's preschool or wherever, even places that aren't religious institutions.
So do we have a sense here that some of these stepped-up security measures are going to be here to stay for a while until whatever is going on in the Middle East is resolved?
That's a good question. I mean, given that there's probably no imminent solution to what's happening, there'll probably be responses to just with the societal unrest, right? Like this was known to be the day of rage, and so there's been anxiety in the Jewish community for the last several days. Social media has been aflutter with paranoia about what would happen today, and so I think there's a response to that. Mayor Eric Adams is very close to the Jewish community here in New York City, so there is a direct response to that constituency.
And we've seen this a lot in New York City, where we have some incident overseas, and then of course they have to step up the protection of synagogues and other places of worship in order to make sure that people feel comfortable.
Of course, it's nothing new. They also do it during the high holy days.
All right, Katia Porzecanski, thank you so much, New York's bureau chief here for Bloomberg News. And Romain, a lot of people didn't make it into the office today because of these protests. I mean, it was pretty empty at the garage when I parked my car this morning.
Yeah, it was hard to kind of know what to make of this, right? I mean, it's one thing to say, okay, we're going to come out and protest, but I guess as long as it's peaceful. But I think it scared a lot of people away, not just because of those protesters, but I think there was this fear that you're going to have counter-protesters, and then that could cause some issues. At least for right now, we don't have any reports of any significant incidents there. We will keep an eye on that here.